This is problem 1.44 from Francois Tardieu's book, Backgammon Strategic Concepts, from chapter 1. Here's the position. We're blue. We rolled a 6-4. Our home board's on the bottom right. Look at 3 of the top moves. I'll give you my quick observations on each move, some of Tardieu's key points, Tardieu's expert analysis with feedback from XG, Tardieu's summary, and at the end of the video, I'll modify the position, which brings up a couple of questions. Here's the first possible move, setting a third checker back by hitting 24 to 14, like this. Sends white to the bar, takes away half of white's next roll, and lead one dice to come in. Runs a back checker close to safety, leaves 3 blots over both sides of the board, races and gives us an 18 pip lead in the race. Second possible move is to make an advanced anchor on our opponent's bar point, like this. This makes white's bar point, preventing them from making it. Makes a strong advanced anchor and cleans up 2 of our 3 blots. And the third possible move is to make our 4 point an inner board point, like this. This makes a point in our home board. It's a desirable point, a shallow point. 4, 5 are the 2 points we want to make next in our home board, then 3, then 2. Utilizes our blot from the 10 point to make the 4 point. Strips our 8 point and leaves our 6 point stacked. Here are the 3 final positions. Look at the features of each position, the pip count, the strength of each player's board, and the threats facing each player, and think of which move you would prefer. A quick recap, here's the first possible move, hitting and sending a third checker back for white, 24-14, before and after. Here's a second possible move, making an advanced anchor on white's bar point, before and after. And here's a third possible move, making our 4 point an inner board point, before and after. Some of Tardieu's key points. White's better home board gives them an advantage in a hitting contest. White has 2 points covered in their home board. We only have 1. That favors them in a hitting contest. It's going to be harder for us to re-enter if we get hit. If our opponent has a stronger home board, which they do, we should strongly consider moves which allow us to equalize both home boards, such as making the 4 point. The 4 point isn't as good as the 5 point. We generally don't like stripping our 8 point. We generally prefer to have our back checkers communicating with each other within 6 pips of each other. Our opponent's 7 point, our 18 point, is our best defensive anchor. 20 points already taken. Making our 18 point, our opponent's 7 point, helps to neutralize our opponent's outfield builders, such as the ones on here, 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 and here. Now they're not as effective when we make the advanced anchor here. Let's see what Tardieu and XG say. The first possible move, making the 4-point does equalize the strength of both players' inner boards, even if the 4-point isn't as good as the 5-point. Still a good point. With the stripped 8-point and 5 checkers on the 6-point, however, our distribution is terrible. Strip point, stack point. That's why this is the third best of the top 3 moves. Second best move of the top 3 is to hit 24 to 14. White already has a 2-point board, so any 2, 3, or 5 from the bar will allow them to regain the initiative after this move. So any 2 except for 6-2 will allow White to come in and hit our checker here. Any 3 except for 6-3 will allow White to come in and hit us here. And any 5 except for 6-5 will allow White to come in and hit us here. They want to. Even if we are not hit, we will need to consolidate our position. This will not be easy as we have broken the communication between the back checker and the 22-point and the rest of our forces. Which is why this move, making the advanced anchor from White's bar point, is the number 1 play. This play secures the best defensive anchor and neutralizes White's builders, bearing down on the 21 and 22 points, which will now be behind our anchor. So it doesn't matter if they make these points now as much as it did before. Now we'll have an advanced anchor. Our position has stabilized, and we can now focus on building a prime down here and making use of the checker on the 10-point to diversify our attacking roles. And that's why this is the best move. Tardieu's summary: the 18-point foils 2 of our opponent's plans. They were planning on building a prime in front of our back checkers and priming us in. Now they can't do that. And they were trying to bring in material checkers for a successful blitz us and keep us and knock us off here. But now that we have the advanced anchor, they can't do that anymore. If I modify the position and take these 2 White's checkers, the back checkers here, move them up here to the 11, now those 2 checkers have almost escaped, and we're way behind in the race. We're 26 pips behind in the race now. So it's more important for us to hit. When White's 2 back checkers have escaped, we need to hit the blot on the 14-point because we're now losing by 26 pips. And hitting not only sends their checker back, but it also cuts their lead to just 2 pips after we hit them. I think I'm interpreting this correctly, but I might be missing something. Let me know if you agree or not, if you see something I'm missing, or you have a question or a comment. All and any feedback is welcome.